the SX2 Championship, GP race number 3 in the gate. Waiting for the gate drop, here we go! Desprez, first one to the corner of the 141, trying to lead it on the way out, but he jumps off the track. Cody Schock will have the lead on the 69 with his teammate right there, Enzo Lopes.
Desprez got there first, but he couldn't get the Yamaha turn left quick enough. Schock lined up on the very inside, and that has been his key here to getting good starts. As everyone goes wide, he just sneaks around the inside.
And Desprez will tuck in just behind Shane McElrath, somewhere around 6th position.
Well, now this is just the advantage that Schock and Lopes, Thompson, Park, they need. They've got McElrath behind them. They've kind of got him on the ropes a little bit, so I'm interested to see how McElrath handles this start here and how methodical he can be trying to work his way to the front.
And don't forget, they've all got to protect their opportunity
here we go.
to get into the super final, as we see McElrath getting around the 43 at Park. That gives Shane the 4th position.
These two Arby's riders here for Rick Ware Racing, Schock and Lopes, they have the advantage right now. Cole Thompson's in between them and McElrath. They have to take advantage of this and try to wheelie away.
There you see the round points and how important it is. This is your final shot to get enough points to get into the super final. Kyle Chisholm right at the cutoff with 24. Bryce Malin also with 24, and Reed Taylor with 22.
And Chisholm's in a good spot right now. He's in 7th, and Bryce Malin for the Bud Racing Kawasaki, he's back in 10th. So he needs a little bit of luck and a hard charge here, trying to make up those points on Chisholm and get that Bud Racing Kawasaki into the super final.
The two Firepower Honda riders, Cole Thompson on the 2, Shane McElrath on the 4, fighting for 3rd here.
There's one thing I've noticed here, because we have back-to-back GP races. Cole Thompson, number 2, the Canadian rider, is really good in practice and qualifying and early on, like the super pole. But when it comes to the racing, it's almost like he gets a little bit conservative with his riding, where McElrath starts to ramp it up the other direction, right? And once the gate drops, McElrath really seems to come alive.
Jeff, is that just veteran experience coming into play?
Oh, the teammates side by side. I'm not sure what that is. It's like Thompson doesn't want to make any mistakes. McElrath on the other side here is just a little more aggressive than his teammate.
McElrath is 30, Thompson 31. Oh, you can see McElrath just standing up on the nose there, Jeff, with 5 to go.
Now the clear track is there for McElrath to go after these RB's Yamaha riders of Schock and Lopes. They're out front, and I'm telling you, if McElrath can put a charge on and catch these two riders, and even,
Rob Sir Lopes,
he's got a box cover.
He does.
Stuck in his rear wheel.
Jeff, that has been such a problem here today. We haven't seen much of that over the course of the World Supercross Championship, causing many headaches. But today it's been a real problem.
Yeah, what's happened, Ralph? So let's see what happens. He goes wide and just collects that box cover right away. This time, instead of it going into the rear wheel, it gets sucked up into the chain and the counter shaft sprocket in the front. The counter shaft is what is attached to the engine, and that bike is done for this race. And that's going to make it tough, possibly, for him to make it into Super Pole. We're going to have to update the points.
There it is right here, the updated points for the round standings. McElrath, Schock, Cullen, Park now up to 3rd. Thompson to 4th, they're tied. Lopes is still there, tied with Maxime Desprez. Minier and Kyle Chisholm holding the final tickets for now.
There's Lopes' bike there on the side of our screen. That is frustrating because that's championship points. There's a lot on the line here because with World Supercross, we don't have the qualifying. We go straight to a 3-race GP where every race is championship points awarded.
Kristen, what can you tell us?
Cullen Park just having one heck of a night. You know, yesterday, he and Dean Wilson were conversing not only in between practice and qualifying sessions, but also in between GP races. I find it interesting that some of the younger riders kind of find their big brother, so to speak, and they're able to lean on them, whether it be discussing different lines or bike setup. But for Cullen Park, the person he relies on most is Dean Wilson, who, by the way, just ran a pretty good WSX GP race.
He sure did. Dean would be a great big brother. Teach you how to be fast, how to have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're one of the younger guys, a rookie, whatnot, if you have that big brother program going and you develop these friendships, it can be such a help to you, not just in maybe guiding you, but just making you feel comfortable, like, you know, who you going to run around with, who you going to dinner or breakfast with, who do you talk with, you know?
Again, looking at the round standings, those points for who's going on to super final. McElrath, these guys are all in. Kyle Chisholm still hanging in there in the final transfer spot.
And if you notice, Lopes has dropped back to 51 right now. Looks like he's in a comfortable spot because of those two previous finishes.
Malin's going to need 3 more spots if he wants to get by Chisholm in those standings. McElrath getting rid of a tear-off, cruising right now, knowing he's in a good spot for victory if he can get around Shock. And we go to Kristen.
Ralph, just a moment ago, Chris McCracken, Cullen Park's mechanic, held out the pit board. On that pit board, it said, move him. You guys know what that means.
So McElrath starting to size up Shock with a lap to go. Here he comes.
Both riders opting to go wide in that finish line turn. That tells me that the inside rut, that big, deep groove that was working earlier in the night, is not working, and they're jumping through the whoops. Strong place for McElrath, but he is definitely aggressive trying to win this moto. Remember, Shock is the only rider to beat McElrath since we've been here in Perth.
And then don't forget, McElrath tied with Max Anstey with 9 GP race victories, looking to break that tie if he can get one here. He's got to get around Cody Shock.
Shock really quick through that section, gives him a few bike lengths breathing room.
Shock has had to battle bad luck more than the racetrack or the competition, and he's on his way to a win here in GP